All right, y'all, when it's freezing outside, I am an indoor human. I am an indoorsy gal. And this time of year, every cat is an indoor cat. If there's one thing that can really stink up being stuck inside, it's the litter box. Don't let that nasty smell ruin your winter wonderland. Switch to Pretty Litter. Pretty Litter's non-clumping formula traps odor and moisture. It's ultra absorbent, it's lightweight, low dust, and one 6-pound bag works for up to a month. And Pretty Litter changes color to indicate early signs of potential illnesses in your cat, like a UTI or a kidney issue. And since Pretty Litter ships free, you're never going to run out. And then you don't have those huge kitty litter bags taking up space. So y'all know my daughter has a pet sitting business and she loves Pretty Litter. She was very excited when Pretty Litter showed up at our house. She says her clients really love how Pretty Litter's health monitor gives them peace of mind. Indoor cats and humans agree. Pretty Litter helps your house smell fresh and clean. Go to prettylitter.com/pinkshade to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. That's prettylitter.com/pinkshade to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/pinkshade. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details. You guys, when it comes to grocery shopping and meal planning, I've got a problem. I never know who's going to be home for dinner, who just needs a snack, who needs a full meal, a lunch. I never know exactly what to shop for. But thank goodness my problem has been solved. Thanks to Hungry Root, it's the easiest way to eat healthy and get everyone's needs met. Shopping, planning, and cooking food can really be simple and stress-free. Just tell Hungry Root about your goals and preferences. You know, they give you a survey. I love a survey. And they fill your cart with personalized recommendations that get smarter as they learn more about what you liked or didn't like. This week, we got a bunch of amazing food. We got some delicious chocolate chip muffins and yogurt for breakfast, some Himalayan sea salt popcorn. Oh, so good. And our favorite was this crispy chicken and broccoli teriyaki rice balls. You guys, they were great. The meals are quick and easy to put together, and I love the healthy snacks on hand when people are running in and out. No high fructose corn syrup, no artificial sweeteners or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's food. Next week, our schedule is going to change, and it's very easy. You just go to the Hungry Root website and switch what your needs are every week. It's just really great, guys. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/pinkshade and use code pinkshade. That's hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade. Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mugshot Monday. I'm here with Keisha to talk about the second to last episode of Love During Lockup.
This season flew by.
It did. It's always short. If you're watching on video, it looks different because I'm at my sister's house in Mississippi and I am on a different computer that I thought was going to make my life easier, but I think it's not going to make my life easier. And
just like a man.
And I'm really hoping that this actually works because it seems like everything's set up okay, but it's not my usual, I don't know. And I've got my microphone in a weird place. And so here's hoping. Okay. Here's hoping.
We're going to make it do what it do.
And you're sick and my son's sick and I'm sick and
Mary Payne just told me I was sick.
Yeah, you're sick. I
told her what was going on with me. She goes, okay, so you're sick. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'll go with
yeah,
that.
You're sick. So I'm just moving my microphone around. The problem is that my microphone, when it's not in front of me, I have to kind of do this. And I really don't. It still picks it up, but I feel like I have to point my mouth towards it.
No, you sound perfectly fine.
I sound okay to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get started before the whole internet cuts out and Keisha gets sick and we have to close the whole thing down. So Love During Lockup. Okay. We've got season 5F, episode 57. This is called Hunter's Choice. Now, let me tell you something interesting, Keisha. Yesterday, when I went to log on to the screeners to get the notes for today, which is way earlier than I normally do, I just clicked on screeners and it was the screener for next week. And I was watching it and I was like, wait a minute. I hadn't seen what they're saying. Was like, hold on a minute. I had to go look up the episode guide, figure out if we were on episode 7 or 8. They sent
Okay.
me they sent me 7 and they sent me 8.
I tell you what, when we get done recording, I'm gonna ask you what the hell happens next week.
I didn't watch it.
You see, you are disciplined.
I didn't have time. I don't have
Oh,
time.
okay.
I don't have
Okay.
time.
Okay.
So this is season 5F, episode 57. This is Hunter's Choice.
That's a perfect title.
That's a good title.
Yeah.
So we start with Sam and Crystal. Okay, let me pull my notes over again, guys. I'm sorry for all the behind the scenes crap, but I'm really out of my element and really could. Okay, so Sam and Crystal. So she's yelling at him. He's driving in the car, and she's yelling at him about not visiting. And she says, "I spent my whole day in my bunk crying."
Okay, that's what bitches in prison do. I mean, you're in prison. Like, stop.
You should spend all day in your bunk crying.
Think about the crimes that you committed. Like,
oh God,
come
that's
on.
funny. That's funny. She's yelling at him. You didn't visit me. I spent the whole day crying. I was like, okay, girl, sure you did. No, you were out there hanging out with your new girlfriend.
All right.
And he says, I can't take care of you if I don't take care of myself. And I have been away for 36 hours. And she goes, you should take a day off. She says, I don't hear I'm sorry, or I wish I would have done, or that I did something wrong. I wish I would have done something different. And he was like, no, I don't apologize for working because I have to do that to take care of us.
I was actually quite surprised at Sam.
Like, yeah, that he took up for himself.
Yes, I was not expecting for him. It may have been from lack of sleep. But yeah, I was like, okay, you do have some balls, Sam. Because I didn't think he did, but he clearly does.
He did. He took up for himself, and he says, no, I'm not going to apologize. And she says, you put this job before our real fucking life. Well, girl, your real life is sitting in prison trying to get some ramen noodles. Like, this is his real life. He's in the real world.
Yeah. This is not like he has missed your child's ballet recital for the 5th time kind of situation. Like, this is totally different. This is not affecting your children's lives, and your child is going to have to be in therapy. You go read a book.
Go to the library, check out a book.
Yeah. Check out a book. Maybe one about self-reflection. I think that's what she needs.
Yeah, she's going to be a nightmare when she gets out, if we ever see it, I think.
Well, did you notice also, like, on the screen in his truck, it also read Kaylee?
Yeah, because it's CarPlay. It's connecting from his phone. You know what I mean?
Maybe her name is Crystal Kaylee.
I don't know what it is. It is, but hopefully it will be explained, but I'm sure it won't. I'm sure it won't. And so he's like, this is bullshit. I moved here for you. I've done everything for you. And as he's talking, she's just talking over and talking over. He's like, am I going to get a word in? She's like, no.
She's something else.
She's something else. So in the talking head, he tells us he's a grief mop, which is a phrase I've never heard.
Yeah, we were giggling at that. We're like, what?
Am I dumb? I've never heard that.
I've never heard that before either.
He says everybody dumps on him and he has to mop it up and he never gets a break.
Well, in this situation, that is completely true.
Yeah. He had that one night of love and lust with Cameron and whatever happened with that needle in the couch. And yeah.
Yeah. And we haven't seen him happy since then.
So they argue about her, not being there for him. And she was like, are you kidding? I do things that make me uncomfortable over the phone to be a good wife through the phone. Now, he's already told us she won't do any sexy stuff on the phone. So what's she talking about?
And she said it's no idea. None. She's gaslighting him.
Totally. And he's just sitting in his car like, oh. And she says, take your job and shove it up your ass. It's over. Goodbye, Sam. Have a good life. Again, you guys, they are married. She cannot just ghost him. They are legally married.
Yeah. And he should never, ever pick up another phone call from her in life. He should pack up. He should divorce her. Yeah. He should say, fuck you, fuck Riri. I'm going back to wherever it is that I came from. And I'm going to build a life for Cameron. Because that's really what I want to do.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. We can move on to Savannah and Bradley. Now, something you found out this week that for some reason you have forgotten is that there is no E in Bradley.
Yeah, and I tell you what, when you sent me that screenshot, I laughed so hard when it actually played. I'm like, oh my God, that was hilarious. I would
Yeah.
have never noticed had you not pointed it out to me.
And I was watching on a screener too. I was like on a little computer. I wasn't even watching on
Yeah.
the TV. So, Savannah and Bradley. So she is laying in the bed with her friend Maddie. That's her buddy, because she had Maddie spend the night. She wants Maddie to go with her because she's going to get a new tattoo, and she's scared like it's going to hurt. I was like, you're tattooed all over. What are you talking about?
I mean, I know when I'm about to get a tattoo, I always have my best friend stay the night with me. This makes me
Right.
sleep better. Makes me more prepared for the tattoo. Like, what? Why?
I don't know. Just drama.
Okay.
Maddie wanted that $25 Amazon gift card, so she
I
wanted to
get
film.
you, Maddie. I get you.
So Maddie in her talking head says, Savannah, she can be a little delusional, and this tattoo is permanent. We know that. She says, it's crazy that she's doing this because you don't know what the future holds. Like, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
So Savannah brings her laptop so they can talk to Bradley while she gets the tattoo. And she says, I'm thinking about just getting the first letter. So she has the first letter. It's like a cursive. He calls and she's like, what if I put the letter here on the forehead? Like, she's joking. Like, what do you think
so
about just the
funny.
letter? And he goes,
She's
I don't
goofy.
care. He goes, I don't care. And he goes, I told you not to do it. I don't ever think anybody should tattoo somebody's name on their body, including I'm not putting yours on mine. But you're going to do what you want to do. I mean, he's just trying to he's not trying to talk her out of it because
No,
she
he knows he can't.
She wants him to say, please do it. It would mean so much to me.
And she could have just stuck with the letter B.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then if she felt like filling it in later on, I mean, B, baby back barbecue, B, butter, B, biscuits. Like, you have all these B words it could be, like
Biscuits.
brisket. Yeah, any of those things. Just stop at the B. You may one day have a son whose name starts with the letter B.
There's lots of things she could fill it in with. I agree.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So he is not going to say, I think you should do it. He's not going to say it. He's not. And so she's trying to get him to say it, but he won't. But he's just like, do what you want. I don't care. And so they go back and forth. And she goes, so you do want me to do this? He goes, I'm not going to say yes. Do what you want. I got to go. I've got a very important business meeting to attend to here in prison. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she lays down on her side and she's saying to the tattoo artist, okay, so she's like rolling her shirt up. Okay, I should lay on this side. And the tattoo, put your arm above your, telling her how to lay down. And when she does that, the tattoo is already there. So that's the screenshot I sent you there.
Yeah.
They could have at the very least cut the camera before she pulled her shirt up.
Yeah.
Because she's saying oh, I should lay like this. And then they show her tattooing in the middle of the Bradley part because she already did it. She's just adding a little flavor.
You know how Matt Sharp don't give a fuck about us, Mary Payne. He's like, this is what you get. This is it. If you don't like it, tune into one of my other shows. This is just it. Okay. This is what it is. So
she had already gotten the tattoo and we're just reshooting this and we're going to have this lady pretend like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We are stupid, but we are not that stupid.
Well, I was, because I would not have noticed it if you had not told me. And when you did it, I laughed so hard. I said, damn, they really played us with this whole thing right here.
I sent it to Matt Marr and I was like, look at this. He was like, oh my gosh, it's all fake. I mean, he, has been doing reality TV for a long time. And so I don't know if he was joking or not, but I was like, obviously,
that was pretty funny.
Oh God. So in the talking head, they're asking Bradley, he's not, it's just his voice. Do you think Savannah is your soulmate? And he goes, I'm not going to say yes on that. I don't know what the future, they're young, he's like, I don't know what the future holds. He's like, I was in a multi-year relationship and it ended. So I can't say somebody's my soulmate. So he's jaded for some other girl that broke up with him. And he was like, it ended. I'm a realist. I don't know. But you do notice when they show him talking from prison that he does have a tattoo, like a teardrop by his eye.
Which tattoo. The teardrop by the eye has so many new meanings. I mean, when we were growing up, it meant you kill somebody. Now it could mean when doves cry. It can mean that you had ramen noodles for dinner 3 nights in a row. I mean, it could literally mean anything at this point.
Remember that one guy we had that had an upside down umbrella under his eye because it was it was catching his tears.
Yeah. Yes. And then remember the one guy who had the driplets coming from his lip? Yeah,
We know what that means. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He got held down in prison and somebody did that to him.
And drip, drip, drip.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. So it's one day until his release. And she's like, I can't believe it. I've been counting it down on the phone, and now it is one day. So, she shows the gifts that she's gotten for him for his last 3 birthdays, because he hasn't been home the last 3 birthdays.
Which is sweet.
Which is nice. She got him some boxers with like her face on it,
and lollipops that said, I licked it, so it's mine. I thought that was pretty funny.
You would. I thought it was gross. So Betty, her grandma, we meet Betty.
Finally. And she's got good hair too. They all have good hair.
Betty calls her down for breakfast or whatever, and she's like, "I love my grandma. She made it out of the trailer park." She says, in college, she met a man, had a baby. That was Savannah's mom, Chenoa, and she had to divorce him. He was terrible. He was an alcoholic. She then worked for the state, met a man, got married, and then he sold his software company to the FBI, and that's how they got this big house.
Now we know.
There's going to be more investigation on my end. I'm going to be finding out more.
I'm sure. Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't have time.
We're here for it.
I'll tell you next week. I didn't have time this week. Grandma is talking to Savannah at breakfast, and she goes, I was married to an addict and I've lived with a few. And Savannah's like, yeah, my mom and me.
Yeah.
Savannah tells us her mom was addicted to meth 28 years ago. Now, Savannah is 27. So did her mom get sober because she was pregnant, or
she's 27? I thought she was younger than that.
Well, let me look.
For some reason.
I have Savannah 27 and Bradley with no E 28.
Okay.
And she says, Savannah, regarding herself, said, me getting sober, the only way I was able to get sober is to deal with this generational trauma, in the family situation. So they talk about rehab, and she says, rehab is one thing, but, putting in the work after is the hardest part. And in the real world. And then grandma outside says, Savannah is not a bad person. And she's great. But when she was on drugs, she was a completely different person. She wasn't the same. She stole my car one time. And then one time she brought her druggy friends over here. I had to call the police on her and get her kicked out. Like she was not herself. It's very sad. Grandma's had a lot of trauma on her.
Hey, did you notice when they showed her druggy friends, they showed a picture of Bradley's sister?
I did not notice that.
It was Bradley's sister. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is shady, and I'm here for it.
Yes, it is.
So Savannah says, Bradley is going to be living at his dad's house, and I'll be staying here. Like, would you be okay if Bradley stayed over here sometime? And she goes, yeah, that's fine. And she goes, can I give him a key? And she goes, yeah, no, I don't need him coming over when I don't know he's coming over. And I'm going to need to earn that trust with him. And she was like, yeah, one time I gave Savannah a key to the house, and look what happened. It took $400 to change all the damn locks. So
Grandma's like, look, I got exactly enough money to buy this house and keep it up. I do not have the additional $400 to change these locks again. Even if he were her son-in-law, I don't think he needs to have a key to her house.
I don't think so either. And don't tell him where the hidden key is or the password for the alarm system. None of that.
And she will.
He needs to come over when he's invited only.
I agree.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all, when it's freezing outside, I am an indoor human. I am an indoorsy gal. And this time of year, every cat is an indoor cat. If there's one thing that can really stink up being stuck inside, it's the litter box. Don't let that nasty smell ruin your winter wonderland. Switch to Pretty Litter. Pretty Litter's non-clumping formula traps odor and moisture. It's ultra absorbent, it's lightweight, low dust, and 1 6-pound bag works for up to a month. And Pretty Litter changes color to indicate early signs of potential illnesses in your cat, like a UTI or a kidney issue. And since Pretty Litter ships free, you're never going to run out. And then you don't have those huge kitty litter bags taking up space. So y'all know my daughter has a pet sitting business, and she loves Pretty Litter. She was very excited when Pretty Litter showed up at our house. She says her clients really love how Pretty Litter's health monitor gives them peace of mind. Indoor cats and humans agree. Pretty Litter helps your house smell fresh and clean. Go to prettylitter.com/pinkshade to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. That's prettylitter.com/pinkshade to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/pinkshade. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details. You guys, when it comes to grocery shopping and meal planning, I've got a problem. I never know who's going to be home for dinner, who just needs a snack, who needs a full meal, a lunch. I never know exactly what to shop for. But thank goodness my problem has been solved. Thanks to Hungry Root, it's the easiest way to eat healthy and get everyone's needs met. Shopping, planning, and cooking food can really be simple and stress-free. Just tell Hungry Root about your goals and preferences. You know, they give you a survey. I love a survey. And they fill your cart with personalized recommendations that get smarter as they learn more about what you liked or didn't like. This week, we got a bunch of amazing food. We got some delicious chocolate chip muffins and yogurt for breakfast, some Himalayan sea salt popcorn. Oh, so good. And our favorite was this crispy chicken and broccoli teriyaki rice balls. You guys, they were great. The meals are quick and easy to put together, and I love the healthy snacks on hand when people are running in and out. No high fructose corn syrup, no artificial sweeteners or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's food. Next week, our schedule is going to change, and it's very easy. You just go to the Hungry Root website and switch what your needs are every week. It's just really great, guys. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/pinkshade and use code pinkshade. That's hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade, to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade. Let's go to Tia and Rob.
Oh my God.
All right. This was a ride. So I'm going to remind you that next week is the last episode. So I'm thinking that the biggest con ever is going to be Sam and Crystal. I think that's what it's going to be. That's my prediction. I have not watched it.
What's the con though? Like
that she was completely with that other guy the whole entire time and just married Sam as like a front so that she can get back together with the ex that she slashed in the forehead once she gets out.
Okay.
And grandma's in on it too.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I don't know who I think it is.
Okay.
Mostly because none of these people are really smart.
Well,
this has to be like the dumbest group we've ever had.
I think Savannah's pretty smart.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you there.
Mm-hmm. And Tia is obviously book smart because she got her nursing degree and she's a medical supervisor.
I'm not talking about educationally smart. I'm talking about life smart. And this has got to be collectively like the dumbest group we've had, like all put together. Like we've had some stories where it's like, okay, that those two couples are really dumb, but collectively there's been a lot of dumbness with this season. Like this has.
Okay. So first I was like, oh, this must be the next morning, but no, this was when she had left the party and put herself to bed in her maxi dress in the bed.
Yes, she did.
So he comes up. He's like, oh, you want me to snuggle you in the bed? You sleeping? And he's like, are you sleeping or just hiding?
Right.
And, she says hiding.
She's been a toddler.
Yeah. So everybody is left, right? Mm-hmm. So he goes, all right, one of my bros is coming to see me. And she goes, no. And she gets out of the bed so fast. And she goes, I just want to be with you. I want to relax. And he goes, all these people have been waiting to see me just like you. And the talking head, she says, it's been 5 hours since he was released. And my daughter is staying with Tisha and Toya. And I'm just trying to get busy. I'm just whatever. So
you've got the nighttime hours.
She just wants 24/7, I guess.
Jeez, that's a lot.
So, and the talking head, he is like, Tia, at 5 hours in, it's starting to get real possessive. And she needs to understand I'm trying to transition back to society. He is not. It's been 5 hours. He's not trying to transition back to society.
He doesn't even know, like, at the top of the toilet, like you could press one button for a pee-pee, two for a poop. He doesn't even know this yet. Give the man a break. He's in there trying to figure it out when he uses the restroom. Like, what do I press? Why isn't it on the side? Like, give him a break.
The world has changed. Yeah.
A lot.
So he meets up with Alex, who's his buddy, I guess, and they're just literally walk around the block and talking. And she calls him. It's like, where are you? And she's like, you just want to do whatever you want to do. And then he keeps calling her mama. He's like, okay, mama. It's okay, mama. I'll be home, mama. And his buddy Alex is like, what is up with her? My God.
She's cuckoo.
In his talking head, he's like, this is a terrible first start, that she's acting like this.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes back to the room and she's like, got her hair up and in a towel. Mm-hmm. And she goes, what are you doing? Things have been changing all day long. And I don't know what we're doing. And she says like, you've not had any regard for me all day. Well, that's not true because they went up to the room. They had a quickie, or at least she had a quickie. The friends came over. It's been 3 hours. Like she just wants it. She just wants him to say like, by 7 o'clock, everybody will be gone. It'll just be me and you, and we'll have dinner, and then we'll have sex all night. She wants a timeline.
Well, I mean, he doesn't know because he's trying to spend time with everyone.
Yeah,
understandably so.
So he keeps looking at his phone while she's talking, and she was like, "I'm talking to you," and he's like, "Okay." And he laughs to put his phone down. And she's like, "I'm talking to you, and you're laughing in my face." And he goes, "Okay, lower your tone." She goes, "Or what?" And they're talking.
After what we discussed last week, I don't know.
We hope that's not true.
We hope it isn't.
And the talking head, he says, I've been locked up for 10 years. And this is what I'm coming back to. Like, I need a minute. And plus, he hasn't even like really that we know of looked at a cell phone in years.
Like, he has on the same clothes that he walked out of prison in.
I know. But because the pants have that red stripe, I keep thinking.
You think they're out of prison pants?
I think maybe he changed into those clothes.
Okay.
Because I think in prison they're always in gray. I don't think they would have them walking around in white. That would be dirty. So she goes out to the balcony in her towel to look at the skyline and sulk.
This confused the fuck out of me. What? I'm like, girl, why are you and your double wide titties out here so everyone in New York could see all your groceries? Stop. You are not that upset. Like, no, you are not that upset that you cannot go put on a robe. Like, be so for real right now.
A robe would have been good, but also later when they show us the drone shot, I think they were like, hey, we got the drone for the day and we want to do a drone shot. Can y'all just go stand on the balcony?
And I would have been like, give me a moment so I could put some clothes on. She's got like several different muumuus that she wears.
True.
I'm like, maybe she's trying to start an OnlyFans page. I don't know. Can you hear that sound?
I want to know what that sound is. I don't know if the listeners can hear, but it sounds like somebody's knocking on the wall.
It is a dog beating on a door.
To come in there?
Texting. I can't tell if he's out.
Do you need to get up and go see?
Can you give me a moment?
I'll give you a moment. I'll just vamp. I'll just talk.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay. So you guys, if you're watching this on video, and I don't even know if the video is going to make it, I'm really sorry because it's bad light. And there's the dog barking. Not this dog. And I am at my sister's, and her dog Piper is here, and Piper slept with us last night. It was so sweet because otherwise Piper would have been here by herself all night long if we weren't here. Now there is a dog sitter, and she comes like 5 times a day. Matter of fact, she could bust in at any minute here at this house. I love how now I'm just completely talking to myself. I may have to cut this whole thing out. Okay, here comes Keisha. Okay.
I'm back.
Also, I think I have a sinus infection. John has the flu. There's Keisha.
The dog's in here now. He should be good. I don't know where anyone else in the house is. He refused to go get in his crate. He just stood there and looked at me like, make me.
Okay. All right. Well,
we're good.
Okay. All right.
You better be good or Mary Payne's going to dock my pay.
That's right. Okay. So he comes out to the balcony. And like I said, they're doing this drone shot, which I'm like, they literally got a drone for the day. I'm like, we got to use it. So y'all got to go step on I don't care if you're in a towel. We've only got it for 10 more minutes. So he comes out and he apologizes. And he says, listen, I got to apologize. I'm not trying to make you feel some kind of way. And he kisses her and all is forgiven because she's just like, I've only got him for like 6 more hours.
Yeah, because we still haven't figured out. We've heard up to right now. We've heard nothing about parole, meeting up with the parole officer or anything.
Because usually they have to go pretty quickly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the next day, she is in the bed. Now the production has come in and they are showing pictures of the floor, which is like food everywhere,
Yeah.
bottle, looking like a bottle of tequila on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And she tells us that her coochie hurts. She cannot walk and she is going to need a wheelchair. So she got what she wanted. Okay.
I don't know who wants that. I don't. I don't want to feel like that ever. I mean, were you in a car wreck? Like, this is what?
Well, so whatever. He was like, you want me to give it to you good? I'm going to give it to you good.
I'm going to shut you up for the rest of the night.
That's right. Now you can't ask for it again. So
Yes.
he doesn't seem like he showered, but we can't tell because it is in fact still the same outfit.
It is. Like, did she not buy him clothes?
4 white shirts and 4 white pants with the red stripe down the side. I don't know.
Maybe that's what he requested. I don't know.
So he's talking to her. She's like trying to get ready in the bathroom. He goes, I got to go. Like, we have to be there at 9:30. Like, I can't wait. So she says, okay. And he says she's not coming with him to this parole meeting. He wishes that she could, but he has to be on time. Which I love this because we see so many of these guys are like, we're running 6 minutes late. It doesn't matter. We're like, it does matter. It does matter.
I'm just surprised that she wasn't more on top of it, considering she wants to be up his butt. Well, she couldn't get herself together.
She's crippled. She had a hard time walking to the bathroom.
I forgot about that. Forgot about that. Okay.
She needs an ice pack. And so, so he goes down to talk to his sister, Keisha. And he's like, we're just going to go ahead and go. You know, we've got, oh my God, we've got 17 minutes. They're like, they always do this to us. We're like, like we're panicked. And he says to Tisha, he's like, listen, you know, I'm going to have to be on a schedule. Tia's going to have to fall back in line and be okay with this new schedule I'm on. And Tisha says, it's going to be really hard for her because you're going to be in Brooklyn and she's in Long Island. I mean, that's not close together. And he goes, yeah. She goes, I don't know. I don't know why you're not just paroling to her house, Tisha says. And he goes, well, let me ask her. So he calls her and goes, can I just parole to your house in Long Island, as if they hadn't already discussed this?
Right.
And it seems like she's down at the free breakfast downstairs. You know, she's like, oh, wait.
Well, because she's hungry. I mean, when you had your back broken, your legs broken, and all of these things, like you're hungry. You need protein. So you can start, you know, things can start mending and fixing and you're not crippled anymore, right?
She needs some of those powdered eggs that they always give you at this free breakfast. The eggs are always so gross at this free breakfast.
Gross.
I'm always like, just give me a bagel. So she goes, yeah, you know, soon I want you to, but right now I can't because of Nyla. She looks panicked on this call. She's like,
she really did.
Yeah. So, but I think she's standing her ground on it. And I appreciate that for her daughter's sake. I do.
So for that 100%, I agree with her. But at the same time, you want this man like tied to your back like a backpack. And he's telling you, well, we can do it this way. And she's like, no. And I'm like, is the panic in her eyes like, oh my God, I may lose him because I'm making this decision? Okay. So, okay. Right.
Yeah, I think so. And he questions, he's like, I don't know. Does she want to take the next step or not? Like, if I can't parole there, we've already discussed this. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
But he thought after he digmatized her, maybe she would change her mind.
That's right. But it didn't.
It just broke her legs. We are so stupid.
We are stupid. We are sick and we are tired. Both. January is all about fresh starts, and it's a great time to swap out the skincare products weighing your skin down in favor of a routine scientifically proven to transform your skin at the cellular level, something today's sponsor, OneSkin, knows all about. Their products are powered by OS1, which is a proprietary peptide the 4 founders, who were all skin longevity scientists, developed after testing 900 other peptides. And it's scientifically proven to switch off the aging dysfunctional cells that cause lines, wrinkles, and thinning skin. Hello, I have all of those things. Not only that, OneSkin's products are packed with nourishing ingredients that I cannot pronounce to naturally boost your collagen, reduce inflammation, and protect skin from environmental stressors while being totally free of irritants like sulfates and fragrance. Are you ready to detox your routine, improve your skin health, and look your best? Head over to oneskin.co and use code PINKSHADE at checkout for an exclusive 15% off your first purchase. Y'all know I've been using OneSkin, the face topical supplement and the eye topical supplement for a long time. I use both of these things first thing in the morning and last thing at night. I put it on my bare face because if you have other things you just love and you don't want to get rid of, that's fine. You put OneSkin on under it and then whatever you want on top. It's made a huge difference, you guys. It's because of that collagen boosting thing they've got in there. I don't know how it works. I just know it works. OneSkin was founded by and is led by an all-woman team of skin longevity scientists. OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self. Get 15% off with code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code PINKSHADE. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and say we sent you. Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
So let's go to MJ and Willie. Okay.
Why are they on the show?
You know what I think, Keisha? I was watching this week and I was like, here's what I think. I think they thought this was going to be way more of a storyline and it turned out to be nothing. So that's why they just stuck them in mid-season and we're going to end with them, but we're never going to see them again.
You don't think so? I think it's pretty much tied up, huh?
Yeah. I mean, if we see them again, it'll be because Willie gets out and they start their life together in San Francisco or something, you know?
Okay.
This Ami thing is a nothing burger. I think it's totally fake. I think it's totally fake. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's very weird. And Ami obviously is baked out of his gourd. He can't even form a sentence practically.
And I'm like, he's just got off from work. And he has like a safety vest. I'm like, who was safe around you?
Good point.
Jeez.
All right. So she's packing. She's going back to San Francisco, and which we didn't even understand why she was saying she was not going to in the first, like that never even was like explained. Mm-hmm. And she says, Ami called, he's coming over. And, I'm just going to follow my heart, which is stupid because she's leaving to go back to San Francisco. Mm-hmm. And so Ami comes over, gives her hug. And so she sits outside with her suitcase. She's like, my Uber is going to be here soon. And he goes, you miss me? Sit down. And she's like, I'm happy to see you. And he goes, so you want to like rekindle this? I need my wife back. You don't look happy with your new relationship. And she says, no, Ami, I'm closing this chapter of my life. I'm not opening it back up. Like, I don't want to be back to you. And her talking as she says, in my marriage, I felt underappreciated. He didn't want the kind of life I wanted. He's way into drinking and partying. He never grows up. We do have chemistry, but I don't even think I have feelings for him.
I think she just likes the attention from him.
I think it's all completely fake. I think she was like, oh, I guess I could make a storyline where I go to visit my mom and my ex-husband wants me back because I did sleep with him a year ago. So yeah, sure. Even though he's in a relationship now and he is going to get $100 Amazon gift card. So maybe his new girlfriend will be fine with it if he comes on camera and pretends like he likes me.
I don't know, but she says like this is so much stress on her, this situation. I'm like, your mom is literally going through radiation. I think that's what should be stressing you out more than anything. But no, she's worried about the dick.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever you say.
So the Uber arrives. She goes, just tell it to go. Come with me. And she goes, no, I'm going in the Uber. He goes, I'll take you to the airport. We can fix our marriage. Go ahead and tell the Uber to go. And she goes, no. And he goes, okay, I'll walk you to the Uber. He hugs and kisses her. And then literally, this is the whole thing is weird. It makes no sense and it's all fake. But he says, You gonna block me from now on? And she goes, yes. And he goes, okay, goodbye.
It was very odd.
No sense. So in her talking head, she says, the chapter with Ami is officially closed. Now Willie calls, and this is weird too. He's like, did you see Ami? She goes, yeah, I saw him. No, I didn't sleep with him. He's, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. It's so hard to trust you. You're still fucking with him. Be honest. Again, this all seemed fake to me.
And I don't know why she just wouldn't say, no, I didn't see Ami.
Well, because it will eventually be on TV.
Well, then by then,
she could have explained it.
Lockdown. Yeah.
She's going like, we got a $500 Amazon gift card. So get on board.
Yeah.
So she's like, no, I love you. I don't love Ami. Hangs up. Okay. Next thing we see is like, she's doing her confessional talking head where they've got the green screen behind her. And he calls her. She goes off behind it. And in the previews, they made it seem like this is something dramatic, but it's not. She just goes off to the side. And she goes, I want to be with you, Willie, not Ami. He's not in the picture. And he goes, I don't think I believe you. You're bullshitting me. And she goes, no, I'm not. They hang up. And then she says, I'm just going to continue to work on the situation with Willie because he's getting out in a month. And then Willie says, at the end of the day, that's my baby. That's my girl. And that's the end. This was so slapped together. The whole thing made no sense.
I did get to see that he's in prison in Arizona. So there goes the theory that she moved to San Francisco to be closer to him. So Can you parole out of state?
I don't know. I don't think so. Not unless you're married.
I don't think so either. So, so he's about to get out. Where is he going to go?
She better get on over to that prison and marry him real quick.
I guess so. She got to stop fucking Ami before she does that.
She's not fucking Ami. We got to get on the Reddit or that Facebook group and figure out what's doing with these two because somebody's got to know. It's just,
they're so boring that no one's talking about them on there.
That's true. That's true. All right, let's move on to Kate and Hunter and Kaylee. And this is what we've been waiting for. Okay.
Yes.
So Kate meets up with her friend Leah to do some yoga in the park. It literally goes from first thing in the morning to midnight when they're filming this.
It did.
And poor Leah is always just sitting in the background on that yoga mat. Like, I thought we were doing yoga. I've been sitting on this mat for 9 hours. So they're chatting about the lawyer meeting, about what the lawyer said. And she goes, she says, we have to make sure that there's, let's see, I'm trying to see. Okay. All right. Now this is what she's telling Leah. I was just trying to make sure I didn't mess up my notes. Okay. This is what she's telling Leah. She says, I have to make completely sure there's nothing going on with these writer prisoner chicks, or it could be seen as scamming. And so he couldn't get out early. He has 30 to 60 days added on. Let it go. Let it go.
What are you going to do? I mean, it is what it is. Why would you pay money for something that you set up?
Yeah. I mean,
and it blew up in your face.
It's going to, yeah. So he says, so they show us 2 hours before on a call with Hunter. He says, nah, I'm not messing. She's on a call with Hunter. And he goes, I'm not messing with those girls. I'm really not. And she goes, okay. Now Hunter calls her back 2 hours later and says, all right, just, I got to be honest. I got to be transparent. There is still one girl I'm still talking to. Just one, just the one. And I just want you to know, I got to be completely honest with you. And she's like, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? And he goes, yeah. So she came to visit, also. And he's like, what? She goes, yeah, she came to visit and we got a little intimate. And then she's like, what? Mm-hmm. And he says, I was getting hand jobs under the table.
I have never heard of hand jiggers before.
I mean, it's like you're jiggering your hand. I mean, but
I don't. Why not just say a hand job? What is a hand jigger?
Maybe he's concerned because he's saying it on the line, but it doesn't matter. He's already in trouble. And she goes, "You are a fucking idiot." She says, "You're just real comfortable there with your girlfriends and stuff. Why don't you just stay there? Why don't you just stay there?" And the talking head, she goes, "She put hands on him. Got sexual with him, and that's disgusting. It is his fault. Quit blaming the women."
And she loves to do that. It's like, no, he was the one with a heart on and moved in a position where her hands, because I mean, this is not a very tall girl who has good reach. She's kind of short. So he had to position himself so that Kaylee could even reach it.
Oh,
that's how I think. That's how my brain works.
Well, in my mind, they're sitting across from each other because I don't think they let them sit next to each other.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's got to position himself a little bit more.
How did she reach under the table? Oh my God.
Because he positioned himself down like this.
Surely an officer walking around would have noticed that.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. So
they were worried about the drug dealing going on, not the hand jiggers that were going on.
True. She says she put hands on him. She got sexual with him, and that's disgusting. And then he calls to tell me about it just so he could feel better about himself. No, he called to tell you about it because the show has been filming the other girl and he wants to get ahead of it. That's why.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So he tells her, I'm just trying to clear my conscience and tell you everything. She goes, awesome. So glad you're clearing your conscience on a recorded line where they can listen back and you can get more in trouble. Cool. Gold star for you today, you fucking idiot. I mean, she's so mad at him.
That he is a fucking idiot. He really is.
So she gets all mad and she's like, this is my relationship too. And I'm out here doing all this stuff, meeting with the lawyer to try to help you. And then he says, it was so long ago. It was so long ago. It was way before the two of us really jumped the gun on our relationship, which is not the correct phrase. But what he means is before we jumped back into our relationship to get serious.
He is a dirty bird. He really is.
He thinks the only way I'm going to get out of this is to say it was a long time ago. It's not
until she watches the show.
Right. And she says, I'm doing everything I can for this relationship and you're doing nothing in there for it. And all I've asked is for you to stop talking to these girls. And he goes, but then what am I going to do for money in here? And she goes, oh my God, you know what? I think it's actually time you get a little uncomfortable in there and actually just be a man. He goes, did you just say be a man? She goes, sure did. And he goes,
she told him off pretty well. She did.
And he's like, I love you. And she goes, bye. So they hang up.
Yeah.
All right, now it's midnight at the park for some reason. It's just the middle of the night. It's just so many hours have passed.
It's not safe park hours.
No.
It is supposed to definitely go home hours.
So she tells Leah about kind of the call and everything. She goes, trust takes time to build and one hot second to destroy it. Leah goes, that's right. And she says, don't fuck with me. I will get my revenge. I will get my pound of flesh. So now she's got it out for Kaylee. And again, this reminds me of what Ingrid and I are covering Sold on Salt Lake City over on Prime. There's this guy who's been going to these strip clubs and all this stuff. And his wife finds out and his wife is like, well, if women weren't able to sell their bodies like this, And then she's also blaming the two girls who brought it to her attention. Like, why are you blaming all these women for something that your husband did?
That's what a lot of women do that. And I don't understand it at all.
Why are you blaming the women? And same thing here. Kate is blaming Kaylee or whoever she thinks is the other person, but she's the one in relationship with Hunter. So blame him. It makes me so mad.
And then here's the thing. Hunter had to put Kaylee on the visitation list. All of these things could not be done had he's doing it. But I got to tell you something else. It is the funniest shit to me when everyone says I'm going to get my pound of flesh. Because in my head, I have a whole schoolyard scenario going on. And there's this big kid with all these little kids behind him saying, I'm going to get my pound of flesh. And they're beating their hand. It is so funny to me when someone says that.
The pound of flesh, and I'm sure this is going to be wrong, and I probably should look it up before it comes out of my mouth. Pound of flesh is either Shakespeare or from the Bible. And it means it's like an eye for an eye. Cut out a pound of flesh. Not pound. Wait, pound. You're thinking of pound the flesh. This is pound of flesh. This is cutting out a pound of flesh.
Oh, I like my version better.
Well, your version is not quite as, yours is not as gross, but I'm going to look it up right now because if I don't, I will be sorry that I said it wrong. Pound of flesh meaning, a pound of flesh meaning is a payment or penalty exacted to fulfill a deal of punishments. It's to say that if someone demands their pound of flesh, they insist on getting something they're entitled to, even though it may cause distress to the person they're getting it from.
Okay. So there's no fighting involved at all.
Oh my God. It is The Merchant of Venice. It is Shakespeare. Oh, I knew it.
Look at you. Look at you. Look at you.
Nailed it.
That sinus infection is working wonders for you, because look at you right now.
Just smart.
While my dumb ass had a whole schoolyard scenario going on of kids getting beat up.
Well, you're thinking pound the flesh like what Tia was hoping Rob would do to her, pound her flesh. That's what you're thinking.
He broke bones instead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He broke her. Okay. Now we go over to Kaylee. So Kaylee is at her salon with her gay bestie, Nick. Nick has had some sort of fillers in his cheekbones or something, because his face is very like Ken doll.
It is very like I'm related to Todd Chrisley.
Exactly. Exactly.
Look
so
at that cute baby right there.
I see that doggy.
He's trying to take Sushi's place.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. He's like, now's my time to shine. Sushi's gone. Now's my time to shine. Yeah.
He's been shining a lot since Sushi has passed away. Yes, he has. Sweet. Been.
So Kaylee's at the salon with Nick, and he asked her, who's coming over? Who's coming to get their hair done? And he goes, oh, it's my best friend, Alyssa. So Alyssa comes, she washes her hair, and in the talking head, Nick is like, yeah, I don't think Kaylee should be spending this money for this lawyer or any of this stuff for Hunter. She doesn't know. He could totally be using her, whatever. So Kaylee's chatting with Alyssa, and she's like, yeah, all relationships have risks. And Alyssa's like, yeah, but this risk may be just like too big of a risk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
where is she going to get $15,000 from?
She's going to have to wash a lot of hair at that salon.
Like maybe she washes wigs like her other friend, like wash her other friend's wigs, since she doesn't.
The one that's in witness protection.
No one wants to know her identity. Yeah, wash all of her wigs. And then Kaylee's apartment, I don't know if you noticed, it looks like a motel.
You mean from the outside or inside?
Yeah, from the outside. Yeah, it looked really weird to me.
Okay. So, So Hunter calls. And he goes, hey, baby, what are you doing? Ooh. And she goes, well, Alyssa's here. I'm doing her hair. He's like, hey, Alyssa. And he says, and she goes, yes, I'm glad you called because we need to talk about my visit to the lawyer's office. And he cuts her off. He goes, hold on. Let me stop you.
Well, hold on. I got to say this real quick.
Okay.
Notice how when he had to break the news to Kate, he asked her to walk away from her friend so they could talk in private. He didn't give a fuck about Kaylee. He knew her friend was right there, and he still just let it all out.
He's like, I have 7 minutes left on this phone card. And then after that, nobody's giving me money, so I can't call anybody. And he goes, you don't have to worry about that anymore. I've got some stuff to get off my chest, and I'm just going to blurt it out. I'm shaking a little bit. I'm so nervous. She's looking around to her friend. Oh my goodness. Like, what's happening?
I know, right?
And he goes, I'm just going to say it. He goes, so listen, I haven't only been talking to you. And she's like, excuse me? And he goes, I've been talking to an ex. And she goes, what? And he goes, and we've been getting close, for like 3 months. Now, I feel like it's probably been like a year.
How about he's been talking to Kate since he got in prison?
But this is interesting, too, because he met Kaylee on the right of prisoner, but Kate's the one that set it up. So obviously he met Kaylee after he was back together with Kate. Like, the math ain't math and it ain't making sense. When
it's called a lie.
When Kaylee and Kate start talking to each other, that's when we're going to get somewhere.
Okay? Do you think that's going to happen?
I hope so. January is all about fresh starts, and it's a great time to swap out the skincare products weighing your skin down in favor of a routine scientifically proven to transform your skin at the cellular level, something today's sponsor, OneSkin, knows all about. Their products are powered by OS1, which is a proprietary peptide the four founders, who were all skin longevity scientists, developed after testing 900 other peptides. And it's scientifically proven to switch off the aging dysfunctional cells that cause lines, wrinkles, and thinning skin. Hello, I have all of those things. Not only that, OneSkin's products are packed with nourishing ingredients that I cannot pronounce to naturally boost your collagen, reduce inflammation, and protect skin from environmental stressors while being totally free of irritants like sulfates and fragrance. Are you ready to detox your routine, improve your skin health, and look your best? Head over to oneskin.co and use code PINKSHADE at checkout for an exclusive 15% off your first purchase. Y'all know I've been using OneSkin, the face topical supplement and the eye topical supplement for a long time. I use both of these things first thing in the morning and last thing at night. I put it on my bare face because if you have other things you just love and you don't want to get rid of, that's fine. You put OneSkin on under it and then whatever you want on top. It's made a huge difference, you guys. It's because of that collagen boosting thing they've got in there. I don't know how it works. I just know it works. OneSkin was founded by and is led by an all-woman team of skin longevity scientists. OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self. Get 15% off with code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code PINKSHADE. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and say we sent you. Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
And so in the talking head, he goes, yeah, it's gone too far with Kaylee. And, Kate's lawyer said, I've got to cut communication with these other women. And I don't want to break Kaylee's heart, but I have to protect myself first. Like I'm trying to get out of here. So she says, what the fuck are you telling me right now? And he goes, we can't do this anymore. And she goes, after all I've done for you and you're telling me your heart is somewhere else? Are you kidding me? And he goes, yep. So you're genuinely a nice person?
Oh, that had to sting.
And she goes, and he goes, and I think you deserve better. And she goes, hold on. This is how you're breaking up with me. Mm-hmm. In her mind, they're engaged. She goes,
in her mind, and only her mind.
He says, this is how you're breaking up with me, telling me I'm a nice person?
Not just a nice person, a genuinely nice person.
Genuinely. And he goes, yeah, so, And she goes, all this money I've been spending on you, and you're telling me that this bitch is doing the same thing?
No, because Kate ain't about spending her money. No. Mm-mm.
And he says, look, I don't want you to feel used because that is not what it was. And she goes, oh, that's definitely what it was. And Nick walks in and is like, oh, I heard some drama.
Yes.
He runs in and she's like, he's been talking to some other bitch. And Nick's like, what? Oh my God.
Because no one's really surprised by this.
No.
She even knew. I mean, she questioned it a couple of episodes back. Like, am I being used? And we're all like, yes, you are being used. Like, yeah.
So he looks over at Alyssa, who goes, his ex. And Nick's like, oh. So Nick's like, hell no, girl. Hell no. And so Kaylee says, so you're choosing someone else. This is what you're telling me. And he goes, yeah. So she throws her own ring that she bought, which is really...
Girl, don't throw your $100 ring. Don't do that.
Go and get credit at the thrift store. You could get something else.
Or just put it on the other hand. Like, because it really wasn't an engagement ring.
It didn't fit anywhere.
No, it didn't.
And so she throws the ring. It's like, you said you wanted to marry me. You're a piece of shit. I've been defending you to everybody. And so she hangs up, and as she's trying to get out of the thing, she's like, fuck off, get the fuck out of my way. She's like punching the camera and everything. And Nick's like, oh no. And Alyssa's like, my hair's wet. Nick, can you?
Yeah, I only felt sorry for Alyssa in this situation, because she's like, well, who's going to finish my hair? Like, I can't.
She's like, my hair is wet. I just came for, okay.
Yeah.
So she's like, Nick, do you have some time? Can you slot me in? So in the talking head, she says, I am blindsided. The betrayal is overwhelming. How could you, honestly? And how do you have the audacity to do that to me? So I think what we're going to maybe see next week is that Kate and Kaylee get together and try to take him down. And maybe that'll be the thing we've never seen before. But I still think it's going to be Crystal's been playing Sam the whole time. That's what I think.
So after the episode, I went into people on Kate's page, and now it's like you have to request to follow her. It used to be open. No, it's not. But I saw that you still follow her, so maybe you can see if there's something on there.
Okay, let me look. I'm going to look right now. Okay, it's Kate on that show. Is her thing Kate on that show. Okay, she has 399 followers, Keisha. Less than 400 followers. She should not have made it private. This is what under it says, the adventure will be televised. Better half of Hunter and Kate on Love During Lockup. She has a video of herself saying, you're a fucking idiot, that somebody made into a meme. And it says, raise your hand if you said this too many times to too many men. And then she has a picture of herself. And it says, one day you're young, and then the next day you wake up old enough to be excited about a scrub mommy delivery, not an ad. And then she has...
Who would give you an ad with your 399 followers? Who would pay you?
I mean, I've got scrub mommy on my phone right now. They should give me an ad.
Why do you have a scrub mommy sticker on your phone?
You take it off, and you flip it over, and then you wipe your phone, and then you stick it back on your phone. It's like
I want you to take that off your phone right now. I really do. When we get off, I want you to think about that. And I don't want you walking around with that on your phone, Mary Payne. I don't.
Because it's dorky.
Well, it's giving like 90-year-old woman vibes.
Well, I gave everybody in my family some for Christmas. And the other day we were somewhere and I did that, and Dave was like, oh, let me borrow that. And he goes, that's really cool. Where'd you get that? I go, you got one for Christmas too. He's like, I did? I was like, I could tell how much you paid attention to what was in your stocking.
Mary Payne,
what?
Stop trying to make that stick. Oh my, go give that to your mom. Have your mom put that on her cell phone. You do. Like, I don't want that for you. I don't. I just feel like people are making fun of you in public when they see that. Okay,
right.
And I don't want that. I love you way too much to not be honest with you. And I take that off.
Crying. Oh my God. Okay. Next week on the finale, Bradley gets out. Okay. Tia and Rob have a fight, and he punches the camera to get out of the way. Oh, Sam says he has not heard from Crystal, and we just see her in prison going, I've got to get out of here. Okay. Jakima tells her dad, Donnie's in prison, not the Navy.
Oh, man.
And his dad says, oh, Jesus. Kaylee says, he wants to fuck with me. It'll be the last thing he fucking does.
Oh, shit.
And then Hunter tells Kate, please don't do what you're about to do, which means these two girls are about to meet up.
But how did they find one another?
Well, remember when she asked him for the list of the girls he was talking to?
Yes.
So maybe at that time, and he probably likes it. He probably likes that they're fighting.
Oh, he's the type that would.
Yeah, he's always like smiling at the camera like, oh, look at me. I'm so cute.
Yeah.
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 He's really cuter with a hat
cute.
on. He's cuter with a hat on. I got to tell you that.
I don't find him to be cute at all.
I think he's cute. I think he's cute. He's cute in his mugshot, the AI mugshot that we see. And he's cute in some of the filtered pictures. But I think in real life, he might be a little too rough even for me.
Maybe I'm just icked out by his whole personality and I just can't see past that, which is odd for me because I usually can see past a nasty attitude for a cute bod. But he seems dumb to me. Maybe that's what I don't like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's not in that smart list of criminals that we've had for sure.
No,
he's no Lindsay. He's no Lindsay.
No. Who just got on the honorary dean's list or something like that at school?
Guess who else got on the dean's list?
John Gilbert.
John Gilbert. Yeah. I know. We were like, oh my God, nobody in our family's ever been on dean's list.
Well, look at that.
Yeah. He has the full-blown flu. He went to the clinic at school. He has the full-blown flu. They gave him something that's like a Tamiflu, but it starts with like an X, and it's supposed to shorten the flu. And he also got the flu shot. So I'm thinking he got the flu shot and he's taking this thing that shortens it. Hopefully he'll be better by the time we go see him on Sunday, but TBD, I'll report back when I record with Kimberly.
Okay.
We're just going to see him to take my dad to their fraternity initiation because my dad is in the fraternity as well. And we're driving my dad up there. And it should be hilarity ensues. I should have some hot car Chardonnay stories to tell about my mother because we will be in the car at going home by 5 o'clock. And, you know, that usually my mother brings her travel Chardonnay. It'll be hot. Sure. She doesn't care. She'll save her ice from the Wendy's and pour it right over that and mix a little Diet Coke in there. She'll be good.
Okay, Lisa Barlow with her Wendy's and Diet Coke.
My mom. This is a story from a long time ago, Keisha, from the Patreon when I was like telling the story about my sister driving my mom and her sister. So driving to Miss Daisy's to a wedding that was like in West Virginia. It was like a 2-day car ride. And my sister's stories were just like fall on the floor crying, laughing. And one of them was at like 4:58, they would get out their old Wendy's cups that they had with their ice they've been saving.
Right.
And then pull Chardonnay out of like a backpack or something from the floor that was hot and pour it over their Wendy's ice and be like, well, it's 5 o'clock. And they'd just be in the backseat drinking. It tastes like, don't mind me. I'm just driving through the mountains. You guys drink it up in the back with your Chardonnay poured over your Diet Coke. I'm sure that's delicious.
That is funny.
They don't miss a happy hour.
Well, good for them.
And you get old and you shouldn't. You should do what you want.
I agree. Except we don't get that mommy scrubber sticker on ourselves.
Okay, Keisha, I'm going to take it off my phone right now and I'm going to put it on my computer because then I can use it on my computer screen and nobody will see it.
That sounds a lot better. That has made my whole week. That is a lot better. I just don't ever do that again.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. I have a whole bunch of them at home and I think they're so cute.
Well, let them stay cute at home on your desk, not on cell phones. Like, okay. I was really disappointed in you when you showed me. I was like, and she is really proud of this. She does not know how this has aged her 30 years by having that on her cell phone. That was not a flex at all. And if I were not your real friend, I would let you walk around continuing to do that.
Okay, I took it off.
But I'm not going to do that. And let it stay off.
I took it off. I'm sorry.
Lord.
Green Mommy, you can still sponsor me. Okay, everybody. Keisha has a podcast. It's called The Libra Lounge with Keisha. It's very funny. And what are we breaking down this week?
Oh, we've got a double dose of my 600-pound life. I tell you what.
So it's a 1,200-pound life.
Yes. And these two people have been the worst of the worst. Like, and that's a lot coming from me.
Tammy and her sister?
No, that's 1,000-pound sisters. We're talking about my 600-pound life.
Oh, with Dr. No.
Dr. Now.
Dr. Now. Okay, sorry.
Now.
I do watch it every so often. I do watch it sometimes, but I can't watch it if the stories aren't, if they don't have a happy ending. It's too much for me. I'm too sad.
Well, these two didn't have, okay, they didn't die, but they didn't have happy endings either.
Oh, man. Okay.
It
All right.
was their own fault.
I know, but it makes me sad because it is like a mental disease and it's just like hoarding or something. Like you can't help it and they need help. And that's why they go to doctor now and then they don't follow it and they self-sabotage. And you're like, why? Who hurt you? What's wrong? It upsets me every time.
Well, what upsets me is when there's a story and it's just too good. Like they meet Dr. Now, no problem. They follow the diet. There's no losses. You know what I mean? Where like they just followed all the directions and it was just a great story. I need some failure in the middle. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I want a little bit of a struggle, but I want you to succeed at the end, but I need some struggling going on.
Okay.
In between. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about there's new Kim Zolciak stuff that's going on, and we're going to read some of the comments from performers at the inauguration. Now I'm not talking politics, but some of the comments are hilarious.
Okay.
So you're going to hear some of those. Yeah, they're really, really funny.
Did you see that A$AP Rocky's trial started and the first witness was Erica Jane's son?
It is amazing to me how many things circle right back to the housewives.
Crazy.
It really
crazy.
Is. The housewives have a lot of power in this world.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think people know that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. And everybody, on Tuesday, I'll have the episode out of 90 Day, before the 90 Day Tell-All Part 3 of 4. And again, covering Sold on Salt Lake City over on Prime. I had an interview with Malaysia from that show. That was on the free feed. And then this Thursday, I have Amy Phillips on to talk Pop and Bravo, my buddy. So we will be breaking down the Salt Lake City reunion, which I think is probably going to be 3 parts.
It's 3.
I heard Andy say the New York one was going to be 2 parts.
Girl, that New York business is just, I think I sent you a picture and I said, I never want to see this asshole on my screen ever again. And I was talking about Bryn Whitfield.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. She took it to a whole different place.
We'll see. Maybe she just is too damaged of a person and doesn't need to be on our television. Maybe that's the case. Maybe. Since we've been recording, this little laptop that is plugged into an outlet has gone from 100% to 30%. It has worn itself out trying to.
Oh, bless its little heart.
I know this little laptop, I think, is just not going to be. I'm just going to have to bring the big one with me, and I'm just going to have to make Dave carry it or something. I don't know.
Well, that's what I do whenever we go somewhere and have to record. I don't even know what all he packs in that bag. I'm like, you better have my shit. Yeah. That's what we always do.
You're in a different situation.
Never even a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so funny.
Yeah.
Everybody follow Keisha over there on Instagram at Libra Lounge with Keisha. Just look it up. You'll find it. And she's got a huge Facebook group too. So follow her there if you want. I believe everything is in both places. If you like Instagram more, subscribe on Instagram.
Yeah.
And me too. Find me on Instagram too at Pink Shade Pod. And that's it, Keisha. And I will see you next week.
Bye. Bye.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.